Hi, today's practice is going to be all about inviting you to connect to a sense of balance, grounding, and stability. So to start, I invite you to stand as I am at the front of your mat and choose to have your big toes touching or your feet hip-width apart, whatever feels better for you. If you're feeling like you could use a little more grounding, then I do suggest you invite your feet to be hip-width apart. That will really invite a deeper feeling of groundedness in the body. Then before we bring more movement into the practice, I just wanted to invite you to bring your hands down by your sides, let your palms face forward, close your eyes, and just come to focus on your breath. Come to feel your feet connecting down to the earth. And as you breathe, just notice how you feel. Notice the physical body as it stands proudly here. Notice the mental body as it begins to melt into this practice. And notice the emotional body and just whatever it is that you may be bringing with you here to your mat. And with all that you've become aware of, just allow whatever is to be. Just giving permission to just be with all that is. Without judgment, without expectation. And then now with the next breath, inviting in what you would like to bring forth by way of this practice today. So maybe it is balance. Maybe it is groundedness. Maybe it's stability. Maybe it's peace. Whatever it is, come to think of a word or two that articulates it. And then come to state an I am statement to invite that in. So I am, and then whatever that is. And repeat that once again 3 times. I am, and whatever it is you'd like to bring forth. Beautiful. So to begin today, we're going to do a classical sun salutation. So we're going to begin by letting the backs of the hands connect, and with an inhale, you're going to draw your palms up along the center line. When the hands connect at the heart, let your palms touch, and then continue inhaling and reaching all the way up. Open the palms up, the last sip of the inhale, and exhale. Come to dive forward. Let your right foot step all the way back, and then let your arms open really nice and wide, circle around. And then exhale, plant the hands, step back for plank. Take an inhale here and exhale to lower. Inhale your version of cobra, maybe baby cobra for you today, or all the way up into king cobra. And then exhale back into down dog. And then from here, inviting the left leg to step all the way forward to the hands. Again, big circle with the arms as you open up. And exhale, both feet forward, forward fold. Backs of the hands connect. Come up with a rounded spine. Mindful to let the palms then touch at the heart. Reach and lift all the way up. And then exhale, dive forward once again. Letting this left leg now step back. Big, nice circle as you inhale. Exhale, plank pose. Take an inhale here. And exhale to lower. Inhale your version of cobra. And exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Letting this right foot now step all the way forward to the hands. Inhaling, big circle, open up. And exhale, both feet forward, forward fold. Backs of the hands together, rounding up. Inhale, palms connect to the heart. Open. And now exhale, hands connect into the heart. We're now going to switch to do moon salutation. So let your big toes touch here. Our feet want to start together, and with the inhale, we're going to bend the knees. Palms stay connected as you inhale, lift and reach up. And exhale, dive forward. Squatting down up onto the tiptoes here as you drop your hips to heels, open up with the heart. And then exhale, forward fold. The left leg starts back. As you inhale, drop that knee, let the weight stay forward, palms together, open. And then exhale, child's pose. Looking forward, we're going to stay nice and close to the ground as you inhale and slither all the way forward into your version of cobra. Exhale, two-part. First part, we're going into cat, so rounding spine up. Second part, hips up and back, down dog. Right foot steps forward, all the way to the hands, back knee softens down, palms together as you open up. And exhale, both feet forward, forward fold. Bend the knees, palms together, inhale, lift and reach up. And exhale, hands into the heart. Last side here, bend the knees, inhale, open up. Exhale, dive forward. Squatting down right up onto those tiptoes, open the heart. And exhale, forward fold. Right foot now steps back, the knee softens down, weight stays forward as you inhale up. And exhale, child's pose. Staying nice and close to the earth as you inhale, coming forward and through. And exhale, two-part cat. Into down dog. Letting that left leg now step forward. Back knee softens down as you inhale. Stay forward with your weight. And exhale. Both feet forward, forward fold. Bend the knees, palms together. Inhale, open up. Exhale, hands into the heart. Take a moment to breathe here, hands into your heart, and just tune in. Allow a layer of tension, a layer of worry just to peel away. Connect a little bit more deeply in with the body. A little more deeply with the breath. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to leave the hands connecting into the heart. And we're going to come to sit down in our imaginary throne. So let your hips really drop down and back. Let your heart stay lifted. And let your breath stay fluid. Just letting the gentle inhale and exhale help you find your strength here and your pride to sit on this throne. And for the last few breaths, if it feels good, let your arms lift up. Nice, and then let your hands come into your heart. And from here, let's invite this left leg to step back. Our hands are gonna reach forward and back, and we're gonna invite this right knee to come right above that right ankle. Our work is to try to let this right thigh be parallel to the floor, but do your best to get there. And shimming this back leg back helps you get there. I'm gonna reach fingertips forward and back. Letting your heart energy extend through those fingertips, and the gaze is beyond those front fingertips. Imagine you're being pressed between two panes of glass. So we're not leaning forward here in our warrior two pose. We're stacked right above the hips. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to inhale and extend through this right leg. Take an exhale here. Next breath in, nice strong legs. We're going to reach forward through these right fingertips. Inhale and exhale. We're going to let the back of the right hand come to the inside of that right shin and lift and reach those left fingertips up. Stay breathing. Really rooting down in through the feet. lifting forward through the crown of the head and lifting up through those left fingertips. Beautiful. Now look down at the right toes. Let your left hand come onto your left hip. Bend through this right knee. Let your right hand come to the outside of the mat, outside of that right foot. And then inhale and lift those left toes up. So you may stay here gazing down at the floor. This is going to invite you to feel a little bit more grounded. If you feel okay here, see what happens if you lift your left fingertips up to the sky. And if you feel okay here, see what happens if you let your gaze come up beyond those left fingertips. Staying with your breath wherever you are. Beautiful. Now let the left hand come down. Let the left foot step way back. Come now into plank pose to take a few breaths. Nice and strong here, letting the heels reach back. The heart lift forward. Notice my gaze is a few feet in front of me on the floor, not directly down between my thumbs. If you need a modification in this pose, feel free to drop your knees down, but just notice wherever you are, you're not collapsing the hips towards the ground and you're not lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. Just nice, straight, long line. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, your version of cobra. And exhale, come back to downward dog. Just take a couple breaths here. Inviting the inhale to lift the hips up away from the hands. And letting the exhale keep that lift in through the hips, but let the heels root down to the earth. Just the subtle movements here. Beautiful. And then from here, just let your feet walk forward to your hands. Last step, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen into a forward fold. Your choice here. So in this forward fold, if you want to hang with the fingertips rooting down onto the ground if they get there, or maybe holding behind the backs of the legs, elbows reaching up to the sides, or perhaps you want to clasp the elbows. Deciding which version of the forward fold feels best for you, and wherever you are, feel your feet connecting down to the earth. Let your breath continue to flow. And if you're clasping the elbows or holding behind the legs, let the arms now release down by your sides, down toward the floor. And nice strong legs. We're going to round up one vertebrae at a time. Coming to stand tall. Let the hands now connect into the heart. Take an inhale here. And then now letting this right leg step way back. Fingertips reach forward, reach back. Mindful that this left knee is directly over that left ankle. And doing the best you can to ensure that this left thigh is parallel to the floor. Warrior B pose. Mindful not to reach forward in your warrior. Stay with hips stacked. Shoulders stacked right over those hips. Fingers reach forward and reach back as a way to extend the heart energy forward and back. Nice. And then from here, we're going to inhale and extend through that left leg. Exhale, hold here for a moment. And then inhale, reach and lift, lengthening forward. And exhale, let the back of this left hand come to press on the inside of that left shin as a way to ignite the belly and invite you to twist open towards the sky. So we're rooting down through the feet. We're lengthening forward through the crown of the head, and we're lifting up through those right fingertips. Breathing steady. Beautiful. And then from here, gaze down once again to the left foot. Bend through that left knee. Let the left hand come to the outside, that left leg. Right hand comes onto right hip. And then from here, we're going to take an inhale and lift the right toes up off the ground. Just letting your gaze stay down at the ground for increased steadiness. If it feels okay, see about reaching and lifting those right fingertips up. And if you still feel steady, maybe see about letting your gaze come up beyond those right fingertips. Wherever you are, stay steady with your breath. Keep reaching out through the right fingertips, through the right toes, lengthening the heart forward. Beautiful. Then let that right hand come down. Let the right leg step back and come into plank pose once again. Allow your body to breathe and feel strong here. Beautiful. Now exhale, lowering down. Inhale, opening up. And exhale back into your down dog. A few deep breaths here. Wonderful. Now let your knees drop down. Let your big toes connect. And let your hips come back towards your heels. Coming into child's pose and just deciding the version of child's pose that feels best for you. If you're aware that the hips are really far away from the heels, I invite you to open the knees a little bit wider. If you're aware that your hips are really close to your heels, maybe bring your knees in a little closer. The arms extended forward is one variation. The head supported by stacked palms is another. And if you like, another variation is to let the arms soften down by your sides. Just coming to the version of child's pose that feels best for you. And coming back to the I am statement you created at the beginning of the practice. Once again, repeating it 3 times. Beautiful. Now inhale, coming up, and we're going to make our way to sit down on our mats. Coming to a simple cross-legged position. Now, if as you come to this pose, you really feel like your pelvis is rolling back, then I invite you just to fold or roll your mat underneath you to come to sit on that so that you're able to sit more towards the front of the hip bones. So from here, we're going to start with our hands resting on our knees. We're going to take an inhale, grow nice and long through the spine, and exhale, reach forward. Let the arms come forward, and then let the head relax down. Just feeling your body's support, being supported by the earth, and just melting more deeply into that support. Letting any of the tensions holding in the hips or the back soften away. And just letting your breath continue to flow in and flow out. way. I recognize that this may not be your most comfortable way to cross the legs, but it's good to sometimes dance in places that aren't what your default is. So let's see how this goes and the shift that this brings to the hips and the back. So inhale, just as we did, lengthen up, and exhale with a long spine, reach forward, arms forward, and relax the head down. Just stay with nice deep breaths and connecting to the earth. Connecting inward and just releasing into this moment. And then inhale, opening back up. And let's turn around now and come into final rest. So lying down on your back, getting a blanket to cover your body if you feel a bit cool. Allow the palms to soften down by your sides, opening up to the sky, and feet open out to the sides. If the low back is having trouble resting here, let the heels open a little bit wider. Come back once again to your I am statement. Repeat it once again 3 times. We repeat it 3 times so that we say it once for the physical body, once for the mental body, and once for the emotional body. Just allowing this intention, these words, to deepen into your whole system as a way of giving yourself permission to really be what it is you desire to be. So as you rest here for a few moments, just really be aware of the support of the earth beneath you. This earth and this support is always here for you. In this moment, allow yourself just to connect a little more deeply to it. And as you rest in this space, perhaps coming to think of one of your most favorite natural environments. Is it by the ocean, or maybe it's in the woods? Perhaps it's on a mountaintop, by the lake, or in the jungle. Whatever it is, imagine yourself there in a place that feels really nourishing and grounding for you. A space that feels comforting and natural. And with each breath, just allow yourself to really be present in this space, really awakening that inner ability to visualize and picture yourself there, the sounds that you would hear, the smells you would take in, and the feelings that come from being in that place. Inviting your mind to take you on a journey to create a 360-degree experience as you rest here. invite you to remain lingering here a little while longer if it feels good for you. And if it feels time to complete your practice, come now to release onto your right side. Let your right arm reach overhead to become a pillow for the head as you soften over to your right. Breathing here. And then letting the eyes remain closed as you come back up to a simple seated pose. As you come to sit, invite your hands to come to touch in front of your heart. Take a couple breaths, inviting the energy of your body to connect at the heart space. And now invite, if you're a female, the left palm to touch your chest at the center of your chest and the right palm to come on top of that. And if you're a male, let the opposite happen. This hand position allows you to connect into your heart, to tune into this space a little more deeply. So as you breathe here, just connect to whatever truth sits here. And allow an I am statement to speak from this space. It may be the same I am statement that you made at the beginning of the practice, or perhaps it's something a little bit different. Just listen to what comes up and repeat whatever it is 3 times. Thank you so much for your trust and for joining me here today. If you enjoy this video, please like it and share it on with your friends. Wishing you a most beautiful and magical day. Namaste.